In the pantheon of rock and roll, few names evoke as much fascination, controversy, and urban legend as Ozzy Osbourne. The man who became known as the Prince of Darkness not only helped shape heavy metal as we know it today, but also became a cultural icon whose life and career are so filled with extraordinary stories that it is sometimes difficult to discern where reality ends and myth begins. Among these stories, one stands out not only for its bizarre nature, but also for its ability to perfectly capture the essence of the larger-than-life character that Ozzy became, the infamous Bat incident. Imagine the scene: a packed concert, the lights flashing, the crowd in a frenzy. On stage, a figure dressed in black, his eyes lined with dark makeup, moved from side to side with frenetic energy. This is the image of Ozzy Osbourne at his peak, a consummate showman ready to give his audience the spectacle they came to see. But on this particular night, January 20th, 1982, in Des Moines, Iowa, the show would take an unexpected turn that would go down in rock history. During the show, a fan threw something at the stage, a gesture not uncommon at rock concerts. What was unusual, however, was the object in question: a bat. Ozzy, known for his extravagant and often shocking stage acts, saw the fallen animal and, assuming it was a rubber toy, decided to incorporate it into the show in the most dramatic way possible by biting off its head. What followed was a scene of chaos and confusion. The bat, which was in fact alive, reacted in the only way it could, biting Ozzy back. The singer, realizing his mistake, spat out the animal and was quickly taken to receive medical treatment, including a series of painful rabies injections. This incident, so surreal in nature, quickly became legendary, solidifying Ozzy's reputation as one of rock's most unpredictable and controversial artists. But to fully understand the significance of this event, we need to delve deeper into the life and career of the man behind the myth. John Michael Osbourne was born on December 3rd, 1948, in Aston, Birmingham, England. Growing up in a working-class family during the post-war period, young Ozzy faced a difficult childhood marked by poverty and educational difficulties. Diagnosed with dyslexia at a time when the disorder was little understood, Ozzy struggled in school and eventually dropped out at age 15. His salvation came through music. Inspired by the Beatles, Ozzy began dreaming of a career in rock and roll. This dream began to take shape when he joined Geezer Butler, Tony Iommi, and Bill Ward to form what would eventually become Black Sabbath, a band that would revolutionize the world of music and give rise to the genre we know as heavy metal. Black Sabbath emerged at a time of cultural transition. The optimism of the flower power era was giving way to a darker reality, marked by political tensions, social inequality, and a growing sense of disillusionment. Sabbath's music, with its heavy riffs, dark lyrics, and Ozzy's distinctive voice, perfectly captured this zeitgeist, offering a sonic and thematic alternative to the lighter, more upbeat rock that dominated the charts. The success was quick and overwhelming. Albums like Paranoid and Master of Reality not only defined the sound of heavy metal, but also established Ozzy as one of the genre's most recognizable and influential voices. However, with success came excesses. Drug and alcohol use, already common in the rock scene, reached extreme levels within Black Sabbath, with Ozzy often leading the way. This combination of fame, pressure, and substance abuse began to take its toll. Ozzy's behavior became increasingly erratic, affecting not only his personal life but also his performance on stage and in the studio. Tension within the band grew, culminating in Ozzy's departure from Black Sabbath in 1979. For many, this could have been the end of the story. A disgraced rock star, consumed by his own demons, but Ozzy Osbourne has proven to be more resilient than many expected. With the support of his future wife and manager Sharon Arden, Ozzy embarked on a solo career that would not only revitalize his career, but elevate him to new heights of fame and notoriety. It is in this context that we come to the infamous Bat incident. In 1982, Ozzy was at the height of his solo career, promoting his album, Diary of a Madman. His shows had become known for their theatrical and shocking elements, including Ozzy's habit of throwing pieces of raw meat into the audience. It was a period when shock and controversy were not just accepted, but expected in the rock world. The Bat incident, therefore, did not come out of nowhere. He was the product of a career built on the image of excess and extreme behavior. But, even by Ozzy's standards, biting off the head of a live animal was beyond the pale. Public reaction to the incident was mixed. For some fans, it was just another example of Ozzy's unpredictable and daring nature. For others, including animal rights groups, it was an act of unjustifiable cruelty. The media, always eager for sensational stories, made the most of the incident, further solidifying Ozzy's reputation as rock's bad boy. But what often gets lost in this sensationalized narrative is the impact the incident had on Ozzy himself. In subsequent interviews, he expressed regret and horror at what happened, emphasizing that he never intended to harm a live animal. The event also served as a painful reminder of the dangers of his excessive lifestyle and the fine line he was walking between artistic performance and self-destruction. It's important to note that the bat incident, while perhaps the most famous, is not the only example of extreme behavior in Ozzy's career. There are stories of him smelling a row of ants, urinating in the Alamo, for which he was later banned from Texas for a decade, and biting off the head of a dove during a meeting with record executives. Each of these incidents contributed to the mythology surrounding Ozzy, creating a public persona that often obscured the musician and the man behind it. This dichotomy between the public persona and the private individual is a recurring theme in the lives of many public figures, but few exemplify it as vividly as Ozzy Osbourne. On the one hand, we have the Prince of Darkness, an almost caricatural figure of excess and scandalous behavior. On the other, we have John Osbourne, a man who struggled with addiction, health problems, and the pressures of fame. In the years since the bat incident, Ozzy has continued to navigate this duality. His music career remained strong, with successful albums and world tours. At the same time, his personal struggles continued, with periods of sobriety interspersed with relapses into substance abuse. A significant turning point came in 2002, with the launch of the reality show, The Osbournes. The show, which followed the daily lives of the Osbourne family, offered audiences a glimpse of Ozzy offstage. For many viewers, it was a revelation. The man they knew as the savage Prince of Darkness was actually a loving, if sometimes confused, father, struggling with the everyday challenges of family life. The show not only humanized Ozzy, but also brought important issues about mental health and substance abuse to light. We've seen Ozzy struggle with the long-term effects of years of excessive drug and alcohol use, including tremors and speech difficulties. These revelations led to broader discussions about the human cost of the rock and roll lifestyle and the importance of mental health care. In the years since, Ozzy has continued to evolve both as an artist and as a public persona. He reconciled with his former Black Sabbath bandmates, resulting in a reunion of the band's original lineup and a final album, 13, released in 2013. He also continued his solo career, releasing new albums and touring worldwide. More recently, Ozzy has faced new health challenges. In 2019, he suffered a fall at home that aggravated previous neck and back injuries, leading to multiple surgeries and a long recovery period. In 2020, he publicly revealed that he had been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease a few years earlier. These recent revelations and struggles have served to add new layers to Ozzy's story. The man who once seemed indestructible, able to survive decades of substance abuse and extreme behavior, now found himself struggling against the limitations of his own body. However, true to his resilient nature, Ozzy continued to make music, releasing the acclaimed album Ordinary Man in 2020 and Patient Number 9 in 2022. Looking back, the bat incident can be seen as a defining moment in Ozzy Osbourne's career, but not necessarily for the reasons many think. Yes, it solidified Ozzy's reputation as a controversial and unpredictable figure, but more importantly, it serves as a turning point, a moment that perfectly encapsulates the duality of his public and private persona. The bat incident is, in many ways, the epitome of the Ozzy Osbourne myth, shocking, outrageous, and almost unbelievable. But behind this myth is a real man, with real struggles and a life journey that is as inspiring as it is cautionary. Ozzy's story is one of extremes. Extreme talent, extreme success, extreme excess, and ultimately, extreme resilience. It's a story that reminds us that behind every public icon there is a complex and multifaceted human being. It is also a story that illustrates the transformative power of music and the ability of the human spirit to overcome even the most challenging obstacles. When we reflect on Ozzy Osbourne's career, it's tempting to focus on the scandalous moments and sensational headlines, but Ozzy's true legacy lies in his music, his lasting influence on the world of rock, and his personal journey of self-improvement. From the back alleys of Birmingham to the world's biggest stages, from the depths of addiction to the heights of global stardom, Ozzy Osbourne's life is a testament to the unpredictability of human existence and the indomitable power of the creative spirit. The bat incident, then, is not just a bizarre story to tell, but a symbol of the complexity of the life of one of the most iconic artists of our era. It's a reminder that reality often trumps fiction, and that even in the darkest and most seemingly absurd moments, there are lessons to be learned and stories to be told. As Ozzy continues his journey, facing new challenges with the same determination that took him to the top of the rock world, his story remains a fascinating study in fame, creativity, and the nature of the human condition. The Prince of Darkness may have bitten off a bat's head in a moment of performative madness, but it is his ability to emerge from darkness, again and again, that truly defines his legacy. As we move into the future, Ozzy Osbourne's story continues to unfold. Each new chapter adds depth and nuance to an already rich and complex narrative, and as fans and critics continue to debate and discuss the various aspects of his life and career, one thing remains clear. Ozzy's impact on music and popular culture is indelible. The Bat incident, for all its bizarreness and controversy, is just one small chapter in a much larger story. A story of talent, excess, redemption, and above all, an unwavering passion for music that continues to resonate through the world, generations. It's a story that reminds us that sometimes it's in the most unlikely and unexpected moments that we find our truest definitions. So, when we think about Ozzy Osbourne, we shouldn't just stop at shock and sensationalism. Instead, we must consider the artist, the innovator, the survivor. We should remember the boy from Birmingham who dreamed of being a Beatle and ended up becoming the godfather of heavy metal. We must reflect on the power of music to transform lives, and the ability of the human spirit to triumph over adversity. In the end, the story of Ozzy Osbourne, with all his ups and downs, his glories and his failures, his musical innovations and his personal excesses, is fundamentally a human story. It is a story that challenges us to look beyond appearances, to question our assumptions, and to recognize the complexity inherent in each individual. As Ozzy continues to make music and inspire fans around the world, his journey serves as a powerful reminder that our lives are defined not by our lowest moments, but by our ability to pick ourselves up, learn, and keep moving forward. The Bat incident may have been a moment of madness, but it is Ozzy's sanity, creativity, and resilience that truly define his legacy. And so, as the world continues to turn and new generations of musicians and fans discover the work of Ozzy Osbourne, his story stands as a testament to the enduring power of rock and roll and the indomitable nature of the human spirit. From the smoky pub stages of Birmingham to packed arenas around the world, from recording studios to the living rooms of millions of fans through his reality television show, Ozzy Osbourne continues to surprise us, entertain us, and, most of all, inspire us. The Bat may have been one moment, but Ozzy's roar echoes through the ages, a constant reminder that in music, as in life, it is our ability to transcend our limitations and create something truly unique that defines us. And in that regard, few can match the Prince of Darkness, the incomparable Ozzy Osbourne.